All right, I'm going to have a go at the Guardian's Everyman crossword for Sunday, November 10th. Last week's was a little trickier than I think an everyman should be, but let's see what we have this week. Excitedly earning tip, returning a coat. No, I have no idea. Oh, excitedly could be an anagram, and earning tip is 10 letters. So returning a coat. Oh, wonder if it could be a coat of paint. Oh, and it's probably just an ing word. Repainting, I think, is an anagram. Let's try that. Yeah, I think so. All right, that's helpful. Burrow into ground for parsnip question mark. Oh, well, if you dig in the ground, you're rooting, and I suppose a parsnip being a root vegetable. All right. Okay, spy to stay up. I'm thinking maybe a word for spy, which could just simply be to see, and maybe it's a word for to stay that is reversed or up. Oh, yeah, peak, of course, which is keep. I suppose, yeah, if you keep quiet, you stay quiet. Uh, breathtaking, as I lose my breath. Goddess, like a ratto. Oh, Arato, I think, is one of the muses. It's also a publisher, I think. Breathtaking. Oh, inspiring. Is that? Oh, and they have a whole on breathtaking. Like, where's the goddess part? Inspiration. Inspiration, I think, is the right number of letters. But I don't quite see it. Tense, which can be abbreviated to T. Idiots crowding front of limo. They're left hanging. A front of limo is surely an L. But what? Idiots crowding. Could it be toenail? You can have a hanging toenail, right? Or, well, a hangnail. No. Oh, here we go with our weekly write-in, primarily telling us to take the first letters of named, or maybe in name alone, legally, which gives us nominal, so the words themselves provide the definition. All right, bulk of the artificial intelligence from land on Indo-Chinese peninsula. Well, artificial intelligence must be AI. And I'm just thinking something to do with Thailand. Oh, yeah, so it's the bulk of the word the is the th, plus our AI gives us a land, Thailand. All right, duck. I think that's the O. Duck in cricket would be 0. And swan, given, kind of seed. With this, get in. So I'm thinking, oh, yeah, I was thinking over or open, and I realized a pen. Is that the male swan? And then given kind of seed, sesame seed. Let's try and spell it correctly. And so when you say open sesame, you can get in. In Macbeth, a dagger is one mainstay. Or maybe in Macbeth, a dagger is one. Is there a quote from Macbeth? Or and then another definition might be mainstay. Or it could be I for one plus a mainstay. No. Let's try these downs. All right, how about those whose regime may often be seedy? Is it just a punning, cryptic definition? 10 letters, so those whose, and we have an H. No. Germinate, speaking of seeds, loosely translated, when primate principally involved. Translated can indicate an anagram, but germinate only has 9 letters. Oh, but then primate principally. Yeah, so we put the P in, I think. And so it's germinate plus P. And I think the wordplay is also going to provide the definition. But I'm not seeing anything. Is it something to do with evolution? Or a primate, of course, could also be a religious figure. Oh, we might. I was going to say we might have ing, but we already have the I at the beginning of the word. So, no, not sure about that. Time to get up, Mr. Warren. Would you like some dried fruit? So I'm reading it now as time to get up, and I'm thinking it's rise and shine. But how does the wordplay work? Oh, well, there was a cricketer, Shane Warne, controversial figure. I think he's passed on young, um, but he was Australian. And so I think it's an Australian homophone. I don't know if I've seen one of those. So instead of raisin Shane, it's would you like a rise and shine? That's clever. I like it. I think I'm reading that correctly. My accent is probably terrible, but I think that's how we're supposed to interpret it. All right. In Hamilton, our Mansell, we see overpowering force. Well, the surface suggests car racing, Formula One. Is it simply a hidden clue? Tonorma, almost like tornado. Maybe we're supposed to read it backwards, overpowering. Um, yeah, I'm not quite seeing anything as a hidden. Oh, I do actually now. Starting with the N in Hamilton, we have the Normans, who were an overpowering force in British history. All right, now we do have. Yeah, so maybe it is inspiration. Oops. Let's try it that way. Breathtaking would be inspiration. Oh, and then I think goddess like a rattle being a muse. Yeah, I think I just had to break it the right way. And here's what's left hanging. Oh, how about tassels? Yeah, T for tense. And then the asses are the idiots. They crowd or go around the front of the limo. All right. And here's our those whose regime may often be seedy. No. All right. Swallow pork pie first and rest. Oh, rest could be lie down. Ah, yes, so a pork pie is Cockney rhyming slang for a lie. And then to swallow goes first, which would be, or sorry, the lie goes first, and then swallow to down a drink is to swallow it, I suppose. Alrighty. Feeling queasy and green in France, every man leaves. Oh, yeah. So green in France is vert, or V-E-R-T. And if every man leaves, he would say, I go. And that's vertigo, feeling queasy. Let's try this 13 down. Envied Nice resort, but I think we should read it as resort. That's clear to see. Yeah, so if it's an anagram of envied niece, I think it must begin with in. We don't have an O. Now it could be a French phrase, maybe, en, but I think it must be in something. All right, let's try our anagram helper. We have the V, which is helpful, I think. Oh, in evidence. There we go. Don't know why I didn't spot that sooner. Now let me go back to this one. Risen on the wing, glimpses of emperor, penguin pets, that's novel. It could be a novel. One word beginning with S. On the other hand, novel could indicate an anagram. Yeah, I'm wondering though, glimpses of, could that indicate the first letters EPP? And I'm thinking of, I think Steppenwolf, as well as being the Born to Be Wild band, I think that is a novel. And I think it's 11 letters. But I don't know where the wolf is coming from. But let me put it in. Who is it written by? Herman Hesse, maybe? Risen on the wing. Ah, so flown is backwards at the end. Okay. And the glimpses of EPP. Oh, Emperor Penguin is EP. And then we have the entire word pets. Ah, that is clever. Let me just look up and see who wrote Steppenwolf. Yes, it was Hermann Hesse, I'm happy to say, published in 1927. All right. We now have a funny I something O in the middle of that. Yeah, was it some dynasty? Not the Habsburgs, but somebody like that? And maybe they've given their name to some seed? No, and then, yeah, I think it's still the anagram of germinate plus P, but I don't get it. All right, let's go back to the acrosses. We have some nice letters. With pie standing in for a roast, most inadequate. Yeah, I think it's going to mean most inadequate and be an EST word. Maybe we are, yeah, maybe it is going to be not wimpiest, ropiest. Yeah, I think it is roast, Roast, but then you put pie in place of the A. Ah, that's fairly straightforward. All right, nastily, he invited one to fail to reach fruition. So I think it maybe is fail to reach fruition. Yes, I think there is a phrase to die on the vine or wither on the vine. And I think it's an anagram, or nastily he invited one. All right, in audition, which we've seen before indicates a homophone, furrows, finding lice. Yes, if you furrow your brows, you knit them, and knits without the K are lice. So you grill bananas to magnificent effect. I like that. I do like roasting or baking, I suppose is more appropriate, a banana. It makes a delicious dessert. If you have some bananas that are too ripe, try putting them in the oven, add a little bit of oats and cooking chocolate or something like that, and I've sometimes melted a Mars bar on top of a banana and it was delicious. That's my cooking tip for today. So an anagram, if when we see bananas or any word for crazy, it can mean anagram. So you grill has 10 letters. It must be, I think, an LLY, or at least one L, to magnificent effect. I think gloriously will fit the bill. All right. Wildly yearn, losing resistance for musician. I think resistance is the letter R. So we take R out of yearn and then we anagram it wildly. And we get Enya, who I think has been enjoying a reappraisal in the last few years. And people are discovering just how good she was. So that's nice to see. All right. Perthly, ruin, gathering in an obscene manner. I presume it's going to be in an obscene manner and another ly word. I think maybe, yeah, I think it's, yeah, gathering I think is a funny anagram indicator, but I think it is an anagram of partly ruin. And I think it's pruriently. I've certainly heard prurient, but I'm sure it can be used as an adverb as well. Venetian game. That's clever. Well, thankfully we have these letters. So Othello was a Venetian, and I do remember the game Othello. Was it really just a sort of packaged version of Go? I seem to think that's really all it was. We didn't know any better at the time, of course. Overturn, gear, another double definition, all right. So if you overturn a ruling, maybe you reverse it, and reverse is definitely a gear. At some point in Britain and Ireland, it was introduced in stick shifts, manual cars, that to get into reverse, you had to push down a button or lift up a little ring around the gear knob. And a friend of mine met some American women who had rented a car in Ireland, and they were at the end of their 1 week drive around Ireland and had never figured out how to get the car in reverse. So they could only ever park somewhere they could pull straight out of. But yeah, if you don't know, it can be tricky to find that. All right, where you could find central parts of East Siam. That's clever. The central parts of those two words are AS and IA, so Asia, of course. A tradesperson adding color. Well, immediately think of dyer, and sure enough, extract of Goodyear. Now, I don't know what Goodyear is a reference to, other than providing us those 4 letters. Fling glove, not good. A loud exhibition. So I think it's going to be a something affair. Yes, but I'm not sure what the fling glove is. I mean, is it telling us to anagram, but there's no R in the clue? Is it a charade? Now, glove, not good, might tell us. Ah, yes, so now I get it. The definition is fling, and it is a love affair. So glove without good is love, and A is A, loud is F for music, and an exhibition might be a fair, a trade exhibition, a trade fair. All right. This was in Macbeth, a dagger. Could that be a hidden clue? Thad? Hadda? No. Let me try the anagram helper with my germinate and P. And when primate principally involved. Ooh, is it impregnate? I think it is. Yeah, it must be impregnate. Don't quite see how the again my I have spoonerisms in my typing. Yeah, I suppose loosely translated germinate might be impregnate. When you're talking about primates, I can sort of see that. All right, in Macbeth, a dagger is one. Oh, a prop. Yes. And a mainstay, I suppose, something that is literally a mainstay holding up a tunnel, for example, would be a prop. All right. I think I'm going to pause and stare blankly at this word for a while until the answer pops in my head. Well, I ran through the vowels in the second position, didn't see anything likely, went back again, and I thought of HERB, and of course it's herbivores. It's not people who lead political regimes. It's those whose daily regime might have a lot of seeds in it would be herbivores. All right, that's everything. Of course, it's very possible I made a typo or just completely got the wrong end of the stick about some clue, but I think that's it. Anyway, thank you as always for watching and have a wonderful day.